Sorry, guys. Just me and Natalie home giving her a bath right now. So
That's cool. All right. Name is going to be Debo Patel.
I gotta log out of here real quick. Log in. Okay. I'm running. Although that doesn't need to be there. Okay. All right. It looks like we're at least running on a basic start. All right. And we have audio as well for me, and it doesn't sound like crap.
nice.
Welcome back, everybody. We are again trying out this Scum and Villainy. We have added another person. We now have Nathan and Rick, who will be joining up with us after that first test run. We have started off here. Okay, so first off, we are going to do. You were saying you wanted to play a Twi'lek.
Yes.
Black. Nope, that's not how you spell it. Come on. I should be better than this by now.
TWI''LEK.
LEK?
Yep.
Are we sure on that one? Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
I put LIK and I was like, nope, it's not Twi'lek.
Yeah,
Okay.
Twi'lek.
Alright. And you were wanting to start off with you wanted to come in with the mechanic.
Yep, mechanic.
Alright. So you automatically get the starting ability of Tinker whenever you work on a clock that uses the rig or hack, or when you study a schematic, you automatically get a +1 to that segment.
And you're going to have to remind me of all this.
Yeah. We have a lot to go over, and once again, Nate has not even really touched on any of the clocks. He really doesn't have a whole hell of a lot that he has worked on as of yet.
I know little. That's about it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sweet.
So let me pull this up here for me. Want to make sure we get everything set correctly the first time. Okay, so 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. Since we are working on yours, I will go ahead and pull. Nope, just pull that down and we will set that up here. So you can read on the stream here that you have set up between me and you. Okay, that's done. All right. So you had the Twi'lek, and you knew you wanted to be the mechanic. Now, what kind of background did you come from? You said that you lost a leg early on in life, and so you have a cybernetic leg.
Yes, lost a leg in a childhood attack from some kind of scaly monster, so I have a slight phobia of either giant monsters or reptilian creatures.
Well, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, not outright runaway fear, but
Hi,
little
Mr.
always
Trandoshan,
uneasy.
Please don't eat my other leg.
Yeah, please don't touch me.
Okay, so the backgrounds that they have here are academic, labor, cult, gilder, military, noble, syndicate. If something else would fit in better to kind of give
labor would probably be the best.
Labor, okay.
Yeah, basically grew up with a laborer and blue collar kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do next is we are going to use
Evan, you okay, baby?
your Nate,
No
mute
way, you said
yourself
that.
and
You're
your.
okay. You're like, okay, Dad, hear me out, man. All right.
Oh, fine. I'll mute you. I
Can
don't
you do
care.
that for me?
I don't want to listen to you. Okay. So, you have 4 more action dice over here that you can assign. You obviously cannot go above 3, but they recommend keeping it around 2. To give you a better idea, you have this line here that separates the first dot and then the other 2 dots that you can add into any skill. Anything on the left side of this line will add into your resist rolls, which you have insight, prowess, and resolve. Whenever a action comes up and you fail, we work out how you fail. And if you're like, no, I don't want that, you have the potential to resist it. However, resisting it is very costly because instead of having your normal health and everything like that, you incur stress, which is kind of like vitality, but at the same point in time, it's not. Because if you fill all these stress up, you get a permanent trauma, and you're out for the rest of that job, session, what have you.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind of lost, but best way to learn is through play.
Of course. So, first thing you want to do is you want to try and get a action die over here in the insight, prowess, resolve area for the 4 that they have in each one. That would really represent your being a Twi'lek.
I don't. And did you change the page? Because right now I'm still on the front mechanic page.
Oh, sorry. Let me.
Because that's why I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let me. Screens. There we go. There's all the screens. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, so you got the Doctor, Hack, Rig, Study, Helm, Scrabble, Scrap, Skulk, Attune, Command, Consort, Sway. So each one of them is a very broad stroke. No one thing specifically dictates how you go about doing things, because this is all narration based.
Okay.
So being a Twi'lek, what one of these 12 skills here really would represent the best way to you of explaining your Twi'lek heritage? Just so you understand, if you don't understand one of these, just ask me and I will happily try and explain it the best way I can.
I mean, just looking at the words themselves, sway kind of talks to me. Command, not so much, but sway or...
You want to put that first action dot in sway then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 1 dot of sway. So now the next one we're going to look at is your background, your labor background. What one of these really kind of stands out to you as part of your laboring? More than likely, you were in some form of mine. You might have been a...
I figured, labor fixing either drilling equipment or fixing ships in a shipyard or even
agriculture,
even a junkyard or something, just taking stuff apart.
Right. Well, a lot of that's covered by your rig. So, because rig is basically your building, your crafting, your repairing, your scrapping.
What is scrap?
Huh?
What is scrap?
Scrap is basically your ability to get into fights and be good in them. So it covers your unarmed combat, your melee combat, your blaster combat. The only thing it really doesn't cover so much is your spaceship combat, which would be covered under your helm, which also doubles as your pilot and so on and thus forth.
Yeah, for the laborer, it would probably either be scrap or skulk, probably. Scrap would probably make more sense.
All right. Scrappy young Twi'lek.
Yeah, don't want to get bullied.
All right, so you have two more that you can assign to any of the other options here. And as you see, I mean, like the ship mechanic, they specifically said like maybe 2 dots of hack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do at least one in hack.
You do want at least one in hack. Okay, so there's one.
And then, I mean, I would like to be able to pilot, but the dot really just means I'm better at it than normal.
It makes you significantly better. Okay. So you go from, hey, I can pilot this thing, to, hey, I can pilot this while being fired on.
Yeah, I'm probably not the best pilot. I'm better at fixing them than driving them.
Fair.
What's scramble?
Scramble is more of your ability to parkour, run, move, get away, perform acrobatics, such.
And skulk is sneaking around.
Yeah, it's being sneaky. It's, being able to spy on people, being able to conceal certain things. It's your disguise. It's your sleight of hand. It's your hide. Whatever you want to call it on that.
And could I put the other one in hack?
Yeah, you can put both of them in hack.
Yeah,
so
I'll probably put both.
You do have a very decent insight, but you are very much lacking in your prowess and your resolve here. Just based on what it is, you definitely are focused in your area of expertise, obviously. So, now that we have that, next thing...
Actually, I want to take it out of hack and put it into scramble.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in scramble.
All right. Next thing we're going to talk about is the other special ability that you get along with your starting ability. So, a lot of these are going to be something that we're going to have to kind of discuss, and we kind of discussed it a little bit before we started the stream. I want you to ask questions. I am happy to answer them. This is kind of a learning experience, not only for, you, but also for anybody who is actually interested in playing this, or, any of the other guys that, I was asking if they wanted to play earlier, and then they're like, I don't know. Then they got on Dead by Daylight and whatever. Like you were doing before.
Yeah,
So, you've got, your baling wire and mech tape, your construct whisperer, junkyard hunter, hacker fixed, mechanics heart, overclock, and analyst. All of the stuff is there for you to look over. Was there anything that was really jumping out when we were discussing that earlier?
So I get to pick one of these?
You get to pick one of your starting abilities here, or your special abilities. You get the starting ability automatically.
Okay.
But are any of those kind of jumping out at you?
Junkyard Hunter sounds kind of good. Baling Wire and Mech Tape also sound kind of good.
Both of those are really good, especially for the longer campaigns. If this was a one-shot, I'd be like, don't bother with it. But, yes, I mean, those can definitely be really useful. Junkyard Hunter, specifically.
But they're not really going to help in this downtime or in the one shot.
It's not. Well, I'm not planning on this one being the one shot.
Okay.
The smugglers and merc thing that I was offering earlier, that was going to be a one shot. This is going to be more of a standard one. However, if you come in and you're like, it's not really for me, that's cool. You can jump out and we can have other crew jump in. And that's one of the great things about this system is, as long as one person is still a part of it, the story continues on exactly where we were. However, you can also just go, oh, well, nobody wants to play that one. We all want to switch up our characters and play something entirely different. Well, not a problem. That's how we fix it.
I'm probably gonna go Junkyard Hunter.
Junkyard Hunter.
I think it fits better.
Okay, so whenever you acquire parts during or equipment during your downtime, you may either gain 2 assets, which will go into your items, or 1 asset at a +1 quality, which gives you better effect when you use that. Ooh, excuse me. When you use it, which we will get into effect, position, rolling, and all of that stuff as we come up as well. All right. One thing that I know that Nate is going to also have to change is his vice. Now what your vice is essentially how you de-stress. And, as you go on your missions and everything, you're going to be working yourself very, very hard to do one thing or another. And by the end of it, you're drained, you're tired, you're stressed. And you go and use this vice to just kind of calm your nerves and relax. However, there is also a dark side because it is a vice. You can overindulge, which causes more problems with the people that you're involved with or yourself.
Okay.
So, the ones they have here are faith, gambling, luxury, obligation, pleasure, stupor, and weird. Each one of them has a very basic kind of idea, which can be broad stroked into whatever you need.
Well, and I feel like gambling or pleasure is going to be it, but what is weird?
Weird is something that doesn't really sit well with most people. An example would be you feel most comfortable and you go and you indulge in your vice of speaking into this mystic rock that you collected from Ryloth that you think will, bring back your you can speak to your ancestors with, something like that.
Okay.
Now, remember, this is one thing that caught Nate up on that, is that he chose obligation for family, and that's going to be something that is a very difficult thing to use to de-stress on, because he is at a point where he would have to go back to Mandalore or locate family in which to complete his vice, which is going to be much more difficult, and we will discuss that here in a little bit when I take him off mute. Yes, Nate, I can't hear you. But
This is anything for a while. Now he sits. I'm guessing pleasure would be, any kind of pleasure, drinking.
You would determine what kind of pleasure that you go out to seek. Calm down, Avery.
It's probably going to be pleasure.
All right, we're going to go with pleasure. All right, and what kind of pleasure do you seek out? What what is it that makes you go, at the end of the day, because now that that's done, this was what was worth it?
It's probably going to be drinking and whoring around,
Fair enough.
Basically, going to any kind of bar or kind of dive and drinking and mingling with people there. That's probably what I live for at the end of the day.
We'll call it drinking socially. That way, if you get kind of flirty, that's all in good fun.
Right.
All right. So now, in just a few words, kind of give me what is representative of your character. What can somebody kind of look at you and go, oh, that's that guy?
Like,
typically you would
physical?
see like Jedi robes, or you would see like a fighter pilot outfit, or greasy gearhead.
I mean, greasy gearhead would probably be the best way to describe it, though. He does like to try and stay fashionable.
How exactly fashionable?
He tries to like wear his clothes in different ways, or try and stand out from other people in his own social structure.
Greasy chic. All right, got it.
That sounds great. Yeah. I'm not your everyday laborer. All right, I'm different.
Well, you were a day laborer. Now you worked with the you worked with the Galactic Republic. And to bring you into what's going on to kind of get our story set up, you worked with the Galactic Republic as a part of the exploratory corps. So you were used with that.
Give us a name tag instead of wearing it on my shirt. I'll wear it on my pants.
Yeah, whatever. It goes perfect with your slightly charred and grease stained ascot, right?
Right.
All right. Then the last thing before name is we need to come up with your colorful friends, and these are suggestions, but they are not. These are just something that you can kind of go on. We've got Slice, a junkyard owner, Nisa, a previous employer, Stev, a gambler of ill repute, Lynn, a black market dealer, and Ken, a family member. Now remember, one of these is going to be a friend and the other is going to be a rival. So if these don't fit, give me one and we can put it in here, or if you want to just go with these, that's fine as well.
I like black market dealer as a friend.
As a friend, all right. So you have
that or
Lynn,
junkyard owner.
Okay, which one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with junkyard owner.
Okay.
Yep, as a friend.
All right.
And family member as a rival.
As the rival?
Yep.
All righty. And Ken, a family member, as a rival. All right, that works perfectly. So, have you thought up a name yet?
Yep, Debo Patel. Deebo. Then Patel.
Debo Patel. All right, let me edit that real quick so you have access to it.
You got Patel from Scott Pilgrim, didn't you?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, Nate, you're actually on here now?
I've been on here.
No, on Roll20.
Yes, I'm on Roll20 now.
Okay. Well, you can roll your own dice this time, and then you can't blame me for rolling crap.
I just got to get on Roll20 real quick.
You can blame Roll10.
All right.
Actually, I'll be right back. 1 sec.
All right. So, Nate, have you determined whether you want what vice you wanted to switch to?
Yeah, kind of like what he's doing, kind of like relaxing, kind of like drinking, doing a little gambling, playing cards, drinking, social, mingling. What would that fall under?
Well, that really depends. I mean, he goes specifically out to drink and socialize. He lives a very obviously isolationist life, being stuck in the core and having to repair ships and dealing with droids all day, so his social interaction while drinking is what he does to relieve his stress. What is it that you do to relieve your stress?
Play some cards, drink, get a little lady companion.
You got to pick one.
I'm back.
So I'm asking, what would that fall under?
Well, you're under the pleasure virtue. You just need to, or the pleasure vice. You just need to limit it down to what it is that it really like sets you down.
Playing Pazak and drinking.
Hey,
Okay, now would it be
we share a
gambling
vice.
or would it be pleasure? Is it more of the
It would
drink,
be
or do you need to gamble?
the gambling kind of goes with the drinking, so or vice versa. So
No.
have a good drink while you're playing a good game of cards, kind of deal. So
So which one would fall
let's go with
fall under the
pleasure.
major? The gambling or the drinking?
Let's go with gambling.
All right. So actually, we're going to go under the gambling vice. So, what is your preferred game of chance? Is it like your typical card type games? Is it um, your more illicit like maybe combat betting? Is it uh, nefarious bets that have high stakes, high rewards, or is it all low stake,
Just
low reward kind of thing?
it's just card playing. Just
Card
get
playing.
normal game pizzazz.
All right. So he's gonna
No.
burn through your money pretty quick.
Not burning through my money.
Okay. That's saved.
Are these gonna feel fresh in here?
What? Nathan, close it. Close your sheet. Oh, you're not even on it. How? Is it doing that thing again? Show to players. Nope, not doing it. Okay. All right, has to read.
Do I need to hit launch game?
No, don't even. Well, I mean, yeah, log in. I have to fix something now.
I'm logged in on Roll20. I'm on S&V. Created by Gideon, 2 players, Richard and Nathan.
Yeah. I'm just Roll20 has been messing up the last like 2 days for me, so
I got you.
Debo, pull you up here. Character sheet. All right. So we got that all set up. At the end of the session, we're actually going to build the ship that you guys will be using throughout the rest of the campaign, hopefully. You know, I'm not like Mark. I won't blow up your ship just because, you know, I gave you one.
Ads. You can blow it up. Whatever.
All right. So, are there any questions that I need to address prior to us getting started?
Nope. I'm in Roll20, ready to go. How do I do the dice rolls?
You'll just click on the things that I'll tell you to click on.
Okie dokie.
And I'm sure I'll have plenty of questions once we start because I don't know how to do anything. So.
All right. So we're starting off. So you have both been employed with the Explore Corp of the Republic, the Galactic Republic. You guys have been assigned to a ship. It is a basic cruiser. It's a light I'm sorry, not a cruiser. A light frigate. Probably one of the Corellians. Something that is large enough to house like 3 to 4 people, has a hyperdrive, but not really built for starship combat or anything like that. You know,
Kind of like the Millennium Falcon type deal.
Less than a Millennium Falcon, more like an Imperial transport.
Okay.
But once again, we are at the end of the Republic here. Little background for everybody. But as far as everyone's aware, Republic's still doing fine. The Clone Wars are still going on. You know, we're still doing what we need to do. You guys were sent out to the system of Kuhn, and you have landed on the prime planet Coon Prime. And it has been about a week and a half that you've been out here. And for the most part, Debo, you have been sitting around twiddling your thumbs with a astromech droid. Because it seems like the 2 Jedi that you have been accompanying are not really doing much of anything. The Basilisk has been spending a lot of time sitting outside on this fairly nice temperate area. It is breathable on this planet as well. But he has been sitting there just in front of the ship meditating for the last week.
Important question.
Go ahead.
Am I getting paid to twiddle my thumbs?
You get paid a stipend. So you get paid basically for the trip. All your expenses are covered by, the Corps whenever you're out. So any, direct expenses that you have to do, you have to show where you spent the money and everything, which of course they sent you with Jedi, which, everybody believes are truthful and honest, right? Gotta be. Maybe. Anyway.
So you said it's been a week of him just meditating?
Yeah, sitting directly in front of the ship, just meditating on this planet. And I mean, it's a nice planet. It's temperate. It's comfortable. You can go outside and see nice scenery. It's like Alderaan. It's beautiful. Hey,
well,
Nate.
Yeah.
You need to move to push to talk because I'm getting a whole lot of background noise from you.
Everybody just came home, so I apologize for that. So yeah, everybody will be leaving here in a second again. I don't know why everybody's home, but apparently everybody just came home for a minute and they're leaving again.
Oh.
We have to be for the hotel and.
Well, Nate, yeah. while you're doing that, I'm gonna have you mute yourself, or I'll mute you for you if you don't.
All right, go ahead and mute me for a second, and then that way Ricky can at least hear me. I can tell Ricky to have you unmute me. So.
No, if I mute you, you're permanent mute. Just mute
yourself
on your end.
Give me a second. Let me get back.
Okay. Okay, Rick, you can see everything. I can drop the stream on Discord, right?
I can see Roll20.
Yeah, which is what you basically need to see.
Okay. I mean, you as long as you tell me what's on my sheet, I guess I don't really need to see my sheet.
I should have gave you access to your sheet.
Nope.
Go to your journal.
My journal. Characters, Devo. Nope, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, I put it in your player journals, but apparently I didn't. I mean, do that for Nate as well.
All right, guys, they're gone.
All right.
Okay. Nate, do you have access to your sheet here on Roll20?
Let me get back.
Oh, okay. Now I have access to it.
Okay. I forgot that I had to allow you to edit and everything on there. I don't know why it didn't let you just see it, though.
Okay. Well, if I were sitting here for a week, then I'm going to be writing up a whole bunch of expenses. Is this our ship or their ship?
It's Republic ship.
All right. Well, if I write up reports for things that need fixed and actually fix them, will I get paid for that?
You get paid for the trip, so anything that you have to expense out, you get. You get a basic stipend that you get paid at the end of the trip for going out.
All
right, I'm in my character sheet.
Okay.
I'm going to expense out some repairs.
Some unnecessary repairs?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm expensing out, like, every day that I sit here, I'm expensing out another repair.
Not going too over the edge.
No,
here,
no,
but,
no.
You know, a power coupling for the
Yeah, it's real.
thrusters.
It's real corroded and needs repaired. We got some gaskets that need replaced. Going ahead and grease those up for you.
So you've spent a week, writing up expense reports. Nate, what have you been? Or I'm sorry, Ryzen, what have you been doing?
Meditating with my master for a little bit, fine tuning my lightsaber, and just working on being one with the Force and my lightsaber skills.
So you've basically been using a training bot to work on your deflections, and you've been practicing your lightsaber forms and such.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been a week now, approximately 7-8 days since you got here, and after a little bit, you're practicing your lightsaber things, and you feel this sudden just burst of warmth come through your body, and it's not because of like heat from the sun. It's not from you working too hard. You're not like sweating. You just feel this natural warmth inside of you, and you realize that your master has been gone for a while now. You hadn't even really paid attention, but you see the grass where he has started to work like a little rut into where he has sat every single day. The grass is starting to like try and rise back up, and you realize that he is gone at this point. I'm assuming that Debo has not even noticed, because I doubt he's sitting outside just hanging out with a Jedi who sits there meditating the entire time.
Not at all.
What was my master's name again?
Master Fog.
Fog. Okay.
Yes. His name is Jedi Master Maltag Fog.
Maltag Fog. Okay.
You can write that in your notes on your character sheet. Hey.
If he started the day meditating, then yeah, I leave him unless he tells me otherwise. I leave him alone and don't go out to check on him.
Yep. Nope. You've got a little astromech droid to keep you busy. And let's see, that astromech droid is going to be a R3 unit, and he will be R3 221. That is your astromech droid.
All right. And whenever I'm working, I just keep small talk with him, even if he doesn't talk back.
Oh no, he'll droid back to you.
How do you spell his name?
BRB. BRB.
Whose?
My master.
I will send it in the Discord here so you have the best.
I'm writing underneath my notes. That's why I was asking. I was going to write it on my notes. That way I don't have to go back and forth.
Here. There you go. It's in your notes.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. All right. So Ryzen realizes that Master Fog is missing. What's going on? What are you doing?
I'll call for him. I'll ask the Debo if he's seen him, and if he hasn't, I'll call out to him, see where he went to.
Debo went AFK for the moment, so at the moment you hear some like light soldering with some music going over it, and then the astromech droid R3 comes up, and he does his little. What do you want?
Just saying, if you guys seen a Master Fog anywhere, he just kind of disappeared.
Nope, no, I haven't. We haven't seen him. We've been working on the sublight thrusters.
Alrighty then, I guess I'll go look for him. Thank you.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
He turns around and rolls back as the R3 comes back into the engine room where you have kind of set up your little base, hiding away from the Jedi. The R3 unit looks at you. He tells you that apparently the young Jedi has lost the other Jedi.
I mean, I give a small chuckle. I'm like, whatever. I don't know how they lost each other meditating, but sure.
So you just go back to work then?
Yeah, I just go straight back to work. I don't.
All right.
So where are we exactly right now, planet-wise?
You are you're parked in a fairly large plain. There is a lake down the way a little bit. There are some mountains off to the right. There's a nice green forest off to your left. You're just like in that picturesque, perfect spot to land.
All right, I'll do an attune. Just see if I can't sense the general direction he's in.
Okay, yeah, sure. Just click on the attune, the blue line that says attune. Because you're in no risk, no danger, nothing. Go ahead and it will be a controlled, and it will be of a standard position. And if you're wanting to add any additional bonus dice, you may. Now, Rick, I'll go over this real quick with you. So there are 3 ways that you can get bonus dice, and there is 1 way that you can get a better effect. So you have the option to push yourself, which you will take 2 stress onto your character and give yourself either, or you can push 2 stress onto yourself or accept a devil's bargain, right? If you push yourself, you take 2 stress.
Ah, there we go.
If you
it was controlled, you said?
What?
You said it was controlled?
Yes, it's controlled and standard.
Okay. How many bonus die?
Are you taking any bonus die?
No, I was just asking if I got anything.
No, you have not. You're not having any additional bonus die to this.
Position?
So, give me a second. Let me explain this to Rick real quick. So, if you push yourself, you take 2 stress. Or if you accept a devil's bargain, which is usually a bad thing, of course. Bad things happen. You complicate more things. You can cause harm to yourself. You can cause harm to others. You can put yourself in a worse position than you already are. You can lose coins. You can lose items. You can lose a whole bunch of stuff. But you can, with that, improve your effect, which there are 3 levels of effects. You have limited, which means that you did it, but it didn't do it exactly the way you wanted to. It's kind of a limited success, if you will. Then you have your standard success, or your standard effect. It does what it's supposed to do. And then you have a great effect, which does way more than you originally anticipated. And so, would you stop? It does a lot more than you anticipated. you and I work out how that works. With the Devil's Bargain, you can also gain a bonus die.
You can gain what?
A bonus die. So you can push yourself to get either a bonus die or a better effect. But with the Devil's Bargain, you can only get a bonus die. Okay?
All right.
You can assist another person. So say he's like, hey, I'm trying to find him. Can you use the scanners to help me find him? Kind of give me an idea, and I will, use my, space wizardry to try and find him as well. You would take a stress to help him with the scanners, and he would get an additional die. And then the last option is spending a gambit. Every session you will have one gambit to spend amongst everybody in the group. Just one.
Oh, so it's a collective pool, and we get one as a party. Okay.
Absolutely. And any time, if you go down to the bottom of your sheet here, I'm pretty sure anytime you roll a desperate action, you not only get an XP for doing so, you also add a gambit to your crew's pool, which can assist every time. Oh, I'm sorry. Add a gambit to your crew when you roll a 6 or critical on a risky action, and you didn't spend the gambit on a bonus die. So I'm sorry. It's not for the desperate actions. It's just for when you roll a 6 or critical on a risky action.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can get them back relatively easily because most of your rolls are probably going to be risky. Because if it's not risky, a lot of times I'm not going to have you roll it.
Okay.
So, all right. So now you saw how.
So I don't know what the hell just happened. It just kind of did like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so if you go back up to his first roll here, he rolled an attune, and he rolled a 2 and a 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to Rick.
Oh.
So with his 2 and a 6, you take whatever dice you have, and you're going to take the highest number on there, and that is going to determine your success. So a 6, a 6 is a guaranteed success, no problem. It happens. If you roll 2 6s, it's considered a critical success. If so, you would enhance your position. You would be able to do a lot more, obviously. You also get bonuses to certain things when you do so. But every position has 3 options. You have the controlled, which there's no risk, no harm coming to you. There's not going to be an issue. Risky. Obviously, there's some form of risk. You could get caught, you could get shot, you could do whatever. And then there's the desperate. Somebody's bearing down on you, and you're trying to, you're trying to restore the hyperdrive. That is more of a desperate situation. So, and then we already went over the effects, so that's kind of how the dice work. If you have 0 option, or you have 0 in the action die that you're using, you instead get to roll 2 dice and take the lowest. However, at that point, you might consider trying to find a way to get a bonus die, whether you spend the gambit, you get the assist, or push.
So it's like advantage and disadvantage in 5th edition.
Kind of, except 90% of the time you're going to be dealing with advantage. Unless you're trying something that you're not good at. Hey, I'm really good at putting together machines. Let's see if I can stitch you up. No, you're going to have disadvantage on that.
I mean, droids are just like people. People are just like droids, right?
All right. So now that we've done that, so Nate, you take a moment, you breathe, you reach out with the force, and you feel a large ball basically sitting in your hands, warming your hands, as you feel a comfort and that warmness, and you realize that you're feeling what your master is feeling as he's holding something in his hands, and he doesn't seem to be that far away from your area. But what makes you feel slightly uncomfortable is the feeling of like being wet. So with that, kind of, take that with what you have, and you can probably guess that he's close by. So
I'm assuming he's at the lake.
Yes. So if you want to give any more description to that, you're welcome to kind of give the feeling and kind of how you go about it and everything like that. So if you want to go ahead and do some description, please do so. If not,
I kind of feel like I'm underwater holding a pearl-sized item in my hand that's radiating heat.
Warmth, not heat.
Warmth, which is radiating warmth. Sorry. And I can actually feel like I'm under the water.
Yep.
As I got this feeling in my hand. So I'm gonna continue to go further in and see if I can't pinpoint the exact location. And I'm gonna start heading down that way as I'm focusing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let Debo know I'm going for a walk.
Okay. Debo, any reaction to that? Jedi's going for a walk.
So you like walk into the engine room and tell me you're going for a walk?
Yeah, so I'm heading to the lake. You want to go?
I don't turn around. I continue to do what I keep doing. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You guys do whatever kind of mystical crap you're gonna do.
Okay. What, baby? Okay, I'm coming. All right, I head down the lake. I'm gonna be AFK for just a second. I'll get her out of the bathtub and get her dressed.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
As soon as he leaves the room, I start talking crap to R3.
R3 continues to listen to you as he is basically your sounding board for all of your disgruntled acceptance of this job, obviously.
It's like sitting here. I guess I'm getting paid to babysit to whatever. I don't. Are the Jedi? Are they a known thing? I mean, it's the rise of the Empire. So
right. We're still at the end of the Clone Wars. So
okay, Jedi are pretty prevalent in the core worlds.
Yes, and since you are with the Explore Corp, you are very aware of them. You have probably been out on multiple missions with them. This one, you guys have worked your way out into the expansive region, or let me get that. I believe that's what it's called, but let me double check. Because my brain is mush. Where did I put it? Nope, it's in downloads. Boop.
Well, I'm guessing most other Jedi missions are addict, so I just take this as another diplomatic mission on some unknown planet.
Right, and I mean, you didn't go into the core expecting to get paid well.
Just speaker. You say hi. Where's Drayons?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Adeline.
Yeah, they know who you are, baby.
Hi, Adeline.
Hi.
All right, let's go get dressed. Come on.
Hi, Jimmy.
He did.
Did you hear him?
I heard him.
Daddy, it's not cold in here.
Well, good. That's not cold.
It's not.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna just toss this up here real quick for you. If you want to jump onto the Discord live real quick.
And I don't need underwear. And
You
I
have
did, but
passed beyond the expansion region and started into this unknown region here.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So you guys are still exploring new worlds, finding new.
it's
I'm
don't tell
just gonna fix this real quick.
I mean, if we're going into unknown regions, then my ship maintenance is to kind of pad the clock and get more money, but it also is to make sure I can get out of the unknown region.
Right, and I mean, you're in a proper Republic ship. It's usually pretty well maintained. After the first 2 days, you had most of the issues taken care of with no problems.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt to double check. I don't want to get stranded out here.
Right. Sorry, I muted Nate, and I was letting him know that, whenever he gets her dressed and kind of set off to the side, that way we're not getting,
right,
child over that, because not that I.
He's ready.
Yeah, it's just noise at a certain point. So
No,
I
he
have
said
children.
he's ready.
I know what it is. What?
Said he's ready.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Nate, if you load up the stream real quick.
I'm in the stream.
Okay. So we were in the unknown regions over here, somewhere around the Zuma sector, between Zuma sector and Rakata Prime. You're somewhere out in here in one of those unregistered star systems, if you will.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end that there. Anyway, so pull that down here, get that out of the way. So you, Rick, as we discussed, you're set up, so you're comfortable as far as this goes. So we'll move back on to Ryzen for now. You have been blown off. Hey, I've got other things that I need to work on here, and you walk out down the landing ramp out into this nice, beautiful area to go and find your master.
Alrighty then.
So, give me an idea how you're going about this. Are you are you going with any speed, or are you just what?
I'm just going for I'm not using force speed or anything like that. I'm not using stress.
Yep.
I'm just kind of doing a leisurely jog.
Okay. All right, you jog down to the water's edge, and you feel that warmth in the palm of your hand there, and as you kind of try and find exactly where it's the highest, you eventually notice that it's kind of leading you around towards one of the mountain passes, and as you come up to a large waterfall, you start seeing a shadow in the water, pretty deep in there, as it seems to be getting closer and larger.
Right, so I will kind of throw up use the force, lift my hand up, kind of park the waterfall, and I'm walking underneath it, just kind of like a telekinetic umbrella, I guess you could say.
So you're gonna push yourself and use your kinetics.
Oh. Sorry. No, I figured I just kind of just kind of use it as not really stress myself, but make like a little umbrella as I'm walking under the waterfall, just so I don't get soaking wet.
Oh,
I wasn't sure if I had to push myself for that.
Yeah, I'll let you roll an attune on that, and it'll be a controlled and a limited
Control and
effect.
limited. All right.
Yeah. It's just enough to not to get you like soaking wet or shoved off into the actual lake, but it's not gonna be enough to actually stress you here. So.
Gotcha.
See how good you roll today. Alrighty then. Well, you put your hand up and you kind of get this, this kind of concave that seems to come around you, and then you hit a piece of moss that just takes your foot right out from under you, and as you fall into the pool below, and you're shoved under, you then run into something that's squishy, but it's also kind of solid. And it seems to abruptly push you away. So you are now wet and uncomfortable, and you kind of remove the whole purpose of you putting up a minor little umbrella.
Yep.
Watch that first step. It's a doozy.
Yeah, for real.
So you make your way up to the surface, as your master also makes his way up to the surface, and you see one of his hands is clenched, with the other three arms kind of pushing, pulling himself out of the water. And he kind of takes a moment and he opens his hand, makes sure it's still there, and then recloses it, and then goes, hold on a second, let me see if this will work.
Ryzen, what were you doing up there, and why did you come down to run into me?
Yeah, the blank's not cold anymore.
You kind of disappeared. I just seen where you went. I slipped on some moss, ended up in the water.
One such as yourself should watch where they step, because everything can be dangerous if you're not paying attention to where you're going.
Very wise words, Master. I'll take it to heart.
He does like a slight shake and kind of tries to like wring out as much of his robes as he can, and wrings out his pants, and after a moment he opens his hand and reaches in with another and pulls out between his fingers what looks to be slightly larger than a pearl, but it's close to like a golf ball size. Seems to be a stone, beautifully polished, swirling with white and gray.
What is that, Master?
I felt it. I felt it here, which is why we came. I'm not sure as to what exactly it does as of yet, but I sense a large amount of force within it. And he kind of like puts it close to you so you can examine it a little closer, and your natural instinct lets you feel that warmth coming back from it as well.
Interesting. Are there more of these scattered out in the universe?
Perhaps. But this one I knew. And hopefully we can find more. Because to lose even this could be devastating to the Force. And he he pulls his fingers in and then closes it back into his fist. Our time here is done. I suggest we head back. I think the Order might want to see this.
All right. So we plotting a course back to Coruscant then?
He takes a moment and he kind of looks to the sky, and then he looks over at you as he begins kind of walking towards the ship.
I suggest that would be the best course. Get this to the Jedi Order, and let's put it away.
And he turns and continues walking towards the ship.
All right. I'll start heading back myself, and I'm gonna let Debo know that we're heading back to Coruscant for a moment before we head back out into the galaxy again.
See, the great thing is that Debo doesn't have to necessarily accompany you on the next one. He just got,
I know.
chosen for the last one. So
after you come in and tell me that we're leaving, like, oh, you guys finally done communing with the plants or whatever.
You can say that.
What?
I sarcasm back at him. But yeah, we're heading back to Coruscant. Let them know of our findings, and then we're gonna head back out on another mission. If you want to accompany us, you're more than welcome to. If not, you can do your own thing.
If I get hired, sure.
Alrighty. We can use all the help we can get.
All right, R3, plot a course.
He rolls up to the front of the ship where Master Fog is already at the controls and begins, starting up the engines and everything. And as he gets set up, R3 speaks up in his droid and states that you guys are not going to be able to make it in one jump. You are going to have to stop and refuel before getting there. And so you guys set a course for the Alaron substation to refuel before going to Coruscant.
Alrighty then. So where's the closest system to fill up?
The Alaron substation is the nice central point between you guys and civilized space.
Excellent.
So after the nice retraction of the landing gears, the ship leans up into the air. You take off past the atmosphere, and as you get into orbit just outside, you slightly move to the right, and the R3 does his nice little whistle, and Master Fog grabs the forward thrusters as you leap into hyperspace.
How long of a jump?
Do what?
I was about to ask, like, how long of a jump is it?
It takes about 7 hours to get to the Alaron substation. As you reach the Alaron substation, it is a large space station. You go through all the normal measures of getting cleared for landing. You go and you park in one of the basic parking bays, which at that point Master Fog asks them to refuel and asks if you guys would like to go out and get something to eat, as well as whether or not you wish to stay the night here or if you wish to just continue on to Coruscant immediately after eating.
I would like to stay the night. That is, if I get a vote. Not my ship, not my voyage. You guys do whatever.
Okay, now what'd you say, Ricky? You want to do what?
I want to stay the night.
Oh, I guess we can do that. I'm game for it. We got a long trip back to Coruscant.
I just spent a week on a planet with nothing except for you two, and I'd like to, indulge a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'll vote for that.
I didn't think you guys were allowed to. Aren't you like monks or something?
I don't think the Republic will miss a few credits for at least a decent room and perhaps a slightly more luxurious meal than we've been eating.
Heck yeah.
So he kind of smiles and he taps his pocket, and you hear the slight chiming of credits in his pocket.
Then lead on, Sir Mechanic, and we will follow your lead.
Well, I'm not too familiar, but I start looking around for signs of, bars or whatever kind of dives are around.
This is your intergalactical truck stop. It has good food, it has crap food, it has bars, it has, entertainment of all kinds, including very well promoted illicit gamblings, as well as other illicit material that you might find, as well as high and low class establishments for rest.
Well, I want something greasy and unhealthy, and a big old glass of beer or whatever they serve.
Well, it doesn't take you too long to find a nice little place that looks like a beaten down hole in the wall. It's nice enough that you're pretty sure you won't get shot by just walking in, but you might want to keep your head on a swivel just in case. You go in, you sit down, you get greasy, nasty, terrible food. You get whatever drink that, just kind of, begs at your taste buds at this point, because you've been eating, nutrient bars and drinking, lake water, essentially, purified.
I asked for whatever kind of house special drink they got.
Oh, yeah. Well, then they give you what looks to be a beer, but what they added into it is what appears to be a skewered millipede, and that's what you stir it with, and it gives it a dark and more bitter flavor. And that is your house special.
No, you just gotta stare at it in awe for a moment before, just indulging. I really get into it, like, oh yeah, this looks delicious.
Well, since we're not technically up at our part of downtime, you also haven't taken any stress. We're not going to go into your indulgence of your vice right now, but yes, you go and you indulge and you enjoy the hell out of it. It's not the most tasty of things, but it'll do.
It's amazing after being on a strange planet for these two monks. Right.
So what are you choosing, Ryzen? Are you gonna go with the greasiest, nastiest thing that you can find, or are you gonna be a little more civilized and go with like a more reasonable meal?
I'm gonna go with a more reasonable meal with a Juma juice and a equivalent to a cup of soda, whatever it is in Star Wars.
Okay. So yeah, you go and you drink a little bit. You have a not as greasy meal. Once again, it is still greasy. Your mechanic did choose this one, so.
That's right.
The Jedi Master does not eat, but he does partake in one of the drinks, and he also joins you on one of the house specialties, as he starts with the millipede on a stick, not stirring it.
I show him. I give him a little bit of respect. He's like, yeah, he's willing to try it. Get on him. Yeah.
All right, so you go, you enjoy your night, you rest in a fairly nice room. I mean, he didn't go for the high luxury, but then again, the high luxury is maybe a 3-star hotel. Here, it's got a room, it's got a bed, all the necessary comforts that you have.
Separate room or same room?
Separate rooms. The Jedi Master seems fairly comfortable spending Republic credits just to give you some form of enjoyment.
He's all right in my book. He's all right. Anytime he needs a mission, I'm going. I'm there.
All right. So as you guys go and you enjoy your night, you rest, you wake up. You wake up to a message on your comlink to come meet at this specific place for a nice breakfast. You eventually get down there, and this is not. It isn't it isn't one of those like really greasy places. It is a actual restaurant, not a bar. It is set up in a comfortable enough area, and your food is actually not greasy unless you specifically request it to be.
Extra cheese, please.
So,
and what's the heaviest milk you got?
So you get you get some a couple of slices of Dagor meat, as well as some Dagor juice, which is a form of heavy milk.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Is that blue milk?
No, it's not blue milk. You only get those on nice planets that have like moisture farms on them.
Look, when it comes to milk, you really just kind of got to close your eyes and trust.
Yeah. So what you had basically was whole milk that was just about to go out of date, and then they added thicket to it. So
Oh Jesus! I guess that's exactly what I ordered. So yeah.
You could have turned just that glass into an entire meal. It's like drinking 1-day-old biscuits and gravy, but just the gravy, no sausage.
Yummy.
Goes down smooth.
After I finish, I'm like, I gotta go take a walk real quick. Man. I'll meet you at the ship.
We'll see you in 1 hour then.
Yeah. I try and walk off this heavy ass breakfast.
Okay, so Ryzen, what are you doing? Are you staying with Master Fog, or are you going off on your own for a little bit?
I'll walk around for a little bit just to see what the space station has to offer.
Okay. Well, as I said, you've got a. You would think that almost that you're in hut space, with like a Republic overtone, because they're not hiding their, illicit and illegal practices. But at the same point in time, you've got that higher class that you can actually come into.
I hear you.
You do notice a couple of clone troopers walking around, which seems a little surprising. You think that they're still out at the war, but maybe they needed extra security for something, or maybe they're securing this base just in case separatists try and come and attack it.
Are they your natural stormtroopers?
They're wearing the clone outfits. They are, wearing full mask and regalia. So I mean, they do seem to have some like wear and tear on them. Like maybe they have seen combat prior.
I guess. What are they doing exactly? They eating, drinking, or just got weapons drawn, walking around? What are they doing?
They seem to be patrolling.
While patrolling? Okay.
I mean, they're carrying their blaster rifles and they're just kind of patrolling.
All right. I just kind of I guess I'll look around and get a souvenir for that female Jedi that I'm friends with that you were telling me about.
Oh, Blish?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Get a little souvenir for her, and as we're going back to Coruscant.
Okay. All right, Debo. What are you doing in your time that you are walking about?
Well, I'm walking off this heavy breakfast, but then I also kind of take in the sights, and I also look for like souvenirs or any kind of interesting junk I might find, and
okay.
Specifically hit up like
go ahead.
Junk sellers, resellers, and stuff like that.
There's not so much junk here. A lot of the places are a little more high class. You do find a couple of like set up market area things where you can find like droid parts and minor adjustments for ships. You could find a couple of extra pieces if you wanted to purchase them, which of course you would be credited for. However, you currently don't have the credits.
Let's see.
So you'd have to go and talk to Master Fogg if you wanted to purchase anything. Because right now, all of your money is sitting at the at Coruscant, waiting for you to return.
Does Master Fogg have a comlink?
Yes.
I would like to. I'd think back and think of a list of parts that might be needed.
Okay.
And maybe a list of parts that I might just want to keep.
Okay.
And I'll try and requisition some parts where I'm like, hey, I need to buy some extras for way back. Something was ringing a little funny, and I'd like to go ahead and replace it.
Very well. Make sure that you find what you need, and I will be by in a little while to pick up the pieces. Just have them set it under my name, and I will come by and pick them up.
General. Yeah, and I'll go to and get a list of parts. And in the midst of the list of parts for the ship, I'll throw in a few parts for my own stores.
Okay. Are you heading back to the ship to get those parts, or are you just going off of memory, or what?
I'm going off memory.
Okay.
Stuff that would be easily replaced from what I've seen on the ship.
Grabbing some extras, just make sure. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, right. And then a few extras for me.
Yeah. So you you have a pretty comprehensive list. You know, you give the guy the information. He tells you, you know, whenever your guy comes, he'll have it delivered over to the over to your hangar. You tell him which hangar it is, and you know he's all set.
Yep.
And
And I'll work. I mean, I'll try and work any kind of discount I can. But yeah.
he's not really, you know, you're not going to a high class place, and he's gonna haggle you as much as he can up, but you guys find a nice middle ground. So
Yeah, it's like, I mean, come on, bulk prices. Come on, I'm buying a bunch of stuff. It's further.
Did you see how many grommets I asked you for?
Yeah.
Right,
And after that,
about that time, you actually notice a group of clone troopers that seem to be walking out towards the hangar bays to where the ships are typically parked around the area and everything like that. You're not sure what hangar they're going to, obviously, but to see 7 clone troopers just kind of walking through, and you're finding them kind of far out of the way here. They're in the far outer rim, but you're not near any planets or any systems that are really, you know, notably under separatist attack. So maybe there's a separatist invasion that had been coming around.
well, yeah, I'll finish up my business real quick after I see that and keep a pretty fair distance away from the troops. But, you know, if there's something going on, I want to see it.
Okay.
Like watching a train crash, you can't look away. I want to see what's happening.
So are you following them through the hangar bay?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to stay out of the way?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm not trying to get in their way at all. I'm just going about as a mechanic.
Okay. So, how would you like to do that? Because I can see a couple of ways that you might be able to do this, but
Like, if I have a data pad, I'll put my head in my, like, face down into data pad, kind of absent-mindedly following them.
okay.
From a distance.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run your first roll of the game.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a sway roll. So when you click on sway, it'll pop up with a little pop-up option.
No.
And your position it's going to be risky because you're trying to pull one over on them.
No.
I mean, you're if you got caught, you'd be like, "Oh, I was just heading to my ship. Sorry."
Yeah, you know.
But
Okay.
but it's risky because you could get caught. And let's face it, getting caught by any kind of authoritative figure at this point still might be an uncomfortable situation to be in.
Right.
The next option you're going to do is you're going to do effect. Your effect is going to be standard because you're not really you're trying to accomplish something and you want it to go the way you want it to go. So it's going to be a standard difficulty at that point.
Okay.
All right, and then the next option you have is your bonus dice. So you have the option, if you wish to, you can gain an additional die by pushing yourself, or we can work out a devil's bargain on that, which we can negotiate together. Because Nate and Master Fog are off, they're not going to be able to assist you on this.
Yeah, no, I'm... I mean, I don't want to get caught.
More dice give you more opportunity to roll high, but at the same point in time, you have an equal chance of rolling low.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not too worried if they catch me. I don't think they're going to be that extreme, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, then no bonus die.
Nope.
6.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
you were just like rolling right through. You're walking through. Oh yeah, that cargo goes on that ship. Yeah, sure, okay. At about the time that you realize that you follow them down to the deck that you were on, that you guys landed on. You also find out that there is more than just these 7 troopers standing around or going towards your ship. There are about 14 in total. A couple of them are like walking around your ship. A couple of them are protecting the hangar. And just as you start to like realize that, you realize one of them's kind of looking at you, and you kind of walk over to the ship next to it, and you start like, you know, writing down on your data pad, and then like, oh, okay, he must be for that ship, obviously.
Right. And while that's happening, I'm also going to contact Master Fog.
Okay. And what are you telling him?
Oh, 66.
Like, hey, there's a whole bunch of troopers surrounding the ship and investigating. I'm not really sure what's. I need some ship orders for this ship, CX. Okay, never mind. There's a whole bunch of troopers.
Troopers? What do you mean?
I mean, there's a bunch of
Clone troopers.
A bunch of clone troopers surrounding the ship, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but I don't want to get too close.
I don't like that. But perhaps they're needing to contact me and they haven't been able to?
They don't look the friendliest. They have a lot of people here. You said 17?
14 total.
14.
Well, I'll keep my eye out. Do you think you can keep an eye out over there, and I'll warn Ryzen?
Sure.
All right, well, keep an eye on it, and I'll contact you shortly.
10-4.
Okay, so Ryzen, your communicator goes off, and Master Fog tells you of a large group of clone troopers that have apparently taken interest in our ship.
What have we done this time, Master?
I don't know. He responds, and he tells you that Debo has got close enough to kind of scan the situation, and he's nearby, so he can tell us of any additional developments. But I'm trying to decide what we want to do. Do you have any recommendations, as this is something that you're going to have to encounter yourself?
I have a bad feeling about this, Master. I'm feeling kind of uneasy.
As do I. So, based on your uneasy feeling, what would your choice be?
My choice would be try to get them away from the ship so we can get the hell out of Dodge, or try to find another ship and ditch that one.
Let's go and meet our mechanic friend and see what would be the best choice. As he meets up with you, and you guys go down to the area of the hangar, and as he kind of almost like serpentine walks through the hangar, he contacts Debo and asks him to meet him, slightly off to the side so you can all survey the situation here. So, as you guys kind of set up off to the side here, you do notice that there is a group of 5 standing now in front of your ship, blocking the entrance to it. And there are another 9 kind of placed strategically around the area to, gives kind of a flanking position and everything like that. And after looking into this situation, you guys kind of back up to where you can talk comfortably without having to hide your words or anything like that. Nope, not that.
Right.
So this looks to be an ambush.
Yeah, ambush? Why? Don't you guys work for the Republic?
Indeed, but I don't understand why we would have so many clone troopers around, especially with the war still going.
Can I get a hold of R3?
Yeah, R3's got a comm link.
No. I'll try and contact R3 on the ship.
Okay. All right, you get through.
Hey R3, I'm guessing you've noticed all the troopers around the ship. Have they made their way inside the ship yet?
There's one.
Is he standing right there next to you?
No, currently he's looking into where our Navicomputer has gone.
Where's our Navicomputer?
Attached. It's looking into where we've been.
Oh, sorry. All right. Have they talked to you at all, or send any kind of transmission to the ship, or?
They haven't sent any transmission from our ship. However, I'm unsure if they like me or not. They seem to call me a clanker.
Yeah, well, it's understandable. What have they asked you, or if they've asked you anything?
They asked me if I was alone here, and when I responded yes, I don't think they understood me.
No. All right, we'll check back.
Okay.
So there's one on the ship checking where we've been. They don't seem very friendly. I don't know. Why would these guys be looking for you? Because I'm pretty sure they're not looking for me.
Are there any incoming? Are there any transmissions from any other Jedi or people from the Republic, by any chance?
I mean, we haven't
To you
received any
specifically?
transmissions on the ship.
Yeah, all your transmissions would be on the ship.
Yeah, R3 said we haven't received any.
All right.
Well, what do you want to do, Fog?
I think we need to go around and ask a bit more information about what's going on. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, yeah, I could go stroll up to him like, hey, what's going on? I could do that.
I meant more around the locals, not necessarily the people who are currently impounding our ship, it looks to be.
Oh, God. Yeah. Hey, I contact R3, like, hey, keep me updated if they do anything.
You got it.
So what are we gonna do in the meantime?
I'm gonna go talk to people.
So you guys begin heading back up and into the main area of the space station here. And it doesn't take you too terribly long to realize that there is more of a presence now. as you guys, Ryzen had seen two walking through, kind of patrolling. It seems to be more than two now, as you see more of them kind of walking around and asking questions.
Are they going in a line from person to person?
No, they're going. It looks like one will stay outside of an establishment and one will go in.
Oh, okay. I'll try and walk into an establishment with one of them at the door.
Okay. He looks at you for a moment and passes right over you, and you walk in. No problems.
Yeah. And I'm looking for the other one. If he's having a conversation with people, I'm just going to try and drop some eaves,
He's having a conversation with the barkeep.
1, 2,
I'd like to go. Yeah, I'll go up to the next to him and, in the middle of his conversation, order a drink.
Okay. So yeah, as you walk up to him, you hear Jedi. There's should be two of them, according to our information. Now you know that the Jedi have become enemies of the of the Empire. They have attacked Emperor Palpatine himself. I suggest you try and remember if you had seen two Jedi come in here. As you burst up and you're like, "Oh hey, can I get that that one drink with the with the little centipede on the stir?" The clone looks at you and goes, "Excuse me, I am doing Imperial business. You will have to wait for your drink."
Okay, sorry. Damn. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll wait over here. I'm just trying to get a drink. All right, no need to throw slander or insults. All right, Jesus. All right. Stand off to the side.
The bartender looks at him and is like, he's a Rodian, like, "I ain't seen no Jedi." He's like, "If you hear anything, you contact us immediately." "You got it. No trouble here. No trouble here." As the trooper walks out, the Rodian looks a little shook up, and then he's like,
I throw on his way out the door. I throw some rude gestures at him.
Okay, he can't see it because
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he can't see it.
Yeah, he can't see it because they only have very limited perception in those helmets there.
So yeah, I try and talk to him so wait, what was that about the Jedi trying to kill Emperor Palpatine or Senator Palpatine?
Yeah, you been living under a rock?
No, but basically in a field.
They're saying the Jedi came in and tried to overthrow Emperor Palpatine, change the whole dynamic of the Republic or Empire or whatever they want to call it now. It doesn't really affect us a whole lot out here on the Outer Rim.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of core world nonsense. Right?
All them core world politics. Who needs them?
Right. Well, I'll see you later.
Hey, what about that drink you need? Oh, okay.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Yeah.
And after I get out, make sure the troopers aren't standing right there.
No, they've moved on.
Yeah, I'm gonna comlink fog.
All right. Ryzen, were you trying to go off on your own, or are you sticking with fog?
I'm sticking with fog.
All right, so we get the comlink call. Go ahead.
Do you have have you received any kind of news on a data? No, okay, never. Did you guys, your organization, try to overthrow Senator, I guess, Emperor Palpatine? Because that's what everyone's saying.
Give me a moment here on me.
Emperor Palpatine? Last I heard, he was still just the Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, I don't really follow politics that much, but they're saying Emperor.
That doesn't seem right. And the
How-
Jedi would have no reason to overthrow the Galactic Republic.
I mean, aren't you guys a bunch of diplomats? I don't know.
We're
They call us the
peacekeepers.
Peacekeepers of the Galaxy.
I mean, they're saying you're a bunch of thugs right now.
Well,
Those don't
whatever is
seem-
happening is not a good thing.
Well, I'm guessing that's why these troopers are here right now, to bring you in for treacherous actions. Or you're part of a treacherous organization.
Wonderful. Well, shall we walk in and let them go ahead and arrest us, or shall we go and deal with this on our own?
I'm not looking to make an enemy.
Now, what's to say they're not going to shoot first and ask questions later if we do walk up?
The clone troopers have been one of our biggest supporters throughout this entire war. Why would they shoot us?
They're trained soldiers. They're not just going to open fire on you just when you show your heads.
Well, we have the option. We can either go and deal with this ourselves and find out what's going on once we return to Coruscant, or we can turn ourselves in and find out what's going on when we are hopefully returned to Coruscant.
I would like to choose the option that doesn't make me a criminal. Or aiding and abetting a criminal. Do what? Hello?
Hold on. I just realized I missed messages some time ago. We actually had stream chat at one point, and I didn't notice. Anyway. Apologies, Traveler Lumien 69. I don't know if you're still watching, but yo. Anyway, so neither I would say would make you a criminal, but one would leave you perhaps more aiding and abetting should criminal charges be brought.
Well, I don't like that. But I mean, I guess my other option is to be stranded here.
Or taken with us.
I mean, I would say go talk to them. I don't think they're going to just shoot you. But you might get arrested. I mean, it's you're the one. You guys are the ones that are wanted. So I mean, I guess it's up to you.
Padawan, what's your thoughts?
Well, we could investigate it a little further. If you guys want to, or we can go try to talk to the clone troopers, find out what's going on, see how they're gonna act towards us. I'd rather see how they're gonna. I'd rather how they're gonna treat us actually in person before we try to do anything else. But like I said, I'm feeling uneasy and got a bad feeling about this.
As do I. Well, then we shall take the best of both. Then, Padawan, you get together with Devo, and I shall go and speak with them, and we shall see how it goes from there.
Alrighty.
So, you guys all head down, and you guys get into a more secure area so you can see what's going on without being in direct line of sight. And after you have set that all up, then he enters the hangar bay where you guys were refueled, and you also see your junker buddy there trying to deliver parts, and the troopers are not letting him through. And the moment that they see Master Fog, they all lift their rifles at him. Hold it right there. And I'm still in Master Fog's voice.
There we go. Now I'm not in Master Fog's voice. Hold it right there. He puts all four arms up into the air. What can I do for you? He kind of jovially responds. And, two troopers approach from each side, kind of in a pincer formation. You're under arrest for treason against the Galactic Empire. He's like, but I have done nothing. I haven't even been around. I have not been even a part of this Clone War. And at that point in time, they start kind of fighting with him to get his arms behind his back, and they end up cuffing him. And while he doesn't really put up a fight, they also relieve him of his 2 sabers, and they walk him out of the hangar bay and into a more secured area that apparently has been set up for them. While they have taken 4 of the guards out, there are still 10 guards out there.
Well, I'm going to try and approach the ship.
Okay. You see your buddy like wheeling away a cart of parts at this point that you're assuming have already been paid for, since he said after it was paid for he would take them down.
I was like, wait, hey, bring those back. Those are paid for.
They won't let me deliver them. What do you want?
Well, bring them over here. Bring them with me. Come on.
He wheels it back over to you, at which point the trooper is like, hey, what are you guys doing over there?
We're just trying to deliver these parts here.
Nobody's delivering parts to this to this ship. This ship is being confiscated under the Galactic Empire.
Oh, well, what about people working on it?
Working on it? Are there issues with this ship?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of repairs. I mean, you see all these parts?
Hold on a second. He kind of like lifts his head up, and you can tell he's speaking on a comm link. Go ahead and give me a sway. That seems like a good.
I'm gonna
to do a sway.
I'm gonna stress this one.
Okay, so Now you're going to go into a desperate situation, so you can adjust your effect. You can adjust your effect, or you can get the extra die. That is your choice on this one. But you're in a desperate situation or a desperate position at this point for a standard effect at this current moment. So. So if you push yourself, you're going to mark 2 boxes of stress, which you'll find on your sheet just under your vice.
Found it.
Okay. You can also, if you want to try and coordinate something with Nate, where he can, I don't know, distract them or do something, he can assist, but he also has to take a stress, which would get you another die. Or if you so choose, you guys can you can discuss and use the gambit and get that bonus die from that.
Well, what do you want to do? My main goal is right now just to get on the ship. Nate.
Yeah, that's kind of my main goal too, getting on the ship and trying to use the hyperdrive, get out of here.
Well, we would be leaving Master Fog behind.
After we get him back, of course.
Well, I can try and get on the ship and get it prepped to go. Well, if you want to try and get Fog back, but I mean, he was arrested with a great many people.
4 went with him, right?
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, 4.
So
he escorted him out.
All right, I'm trying to find out where they're taking him. Like I said, I'm not dressed up as your average Jedi. I'm dressed up like pilot casual.
Right.
And I'm tucking my lightsaber in my coat where it's not hanging off my belt so they can't see it. I'm putting it inside my coat jacket.
Sure. Okay, so...
So I'm walking around not in my Jedi robes, but dressed up as pilot casual, so yeah.
I mean, if you're wanting me to try and distract him while you're doing this, I can attempt that as well.
That'd be awesome. If you get all hands on deck, give me a chance to get away, get me and Master Fog away.
Okay.
So I mean, I'll be trying to cause a ruckus and get on the ship at the same time.
Well, right now we're going through your sway action.
Okay.
So we got to resolve that first.
So it's
you're pushing yourself, which gets you an additional die. Are you spending the gambit, or are you holding off on that?
I'll hold off on the gambit because
Okay.
Nate might need it.
And is Nate assisting you in any way?
Yes, I will assist him wherever I can.
I don't really think you could assist me at this point.
I don't even think I have any sway.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to talk my way onto the ship.
Right, and it doesn't matter if you have sway or not. It would be depending on how you would be helping him.
Right.
I got you.
Which might be a little more difficult for you. So.
Yeah. I mean, right now I don't think there's a way you could help me. It's going to be dependent on the rolls.
All right.
Then 1 bonus dice it is.
Yay! Effect?
Standard.
Standard, okay.
Yeah, desperate position, standard effect.
Bonus dice 1.
Okay,
3.
so you got a 5, and as I said before, the way that dice go, 6 you succeed, 4 or 5 you succeed, but there's a complication of some type. 1, 2, and 3 you are just failing straight out.
Yeah,
So,
I'm glad I'm.
oh, let's see. What would be good? All right. So you're basically like, we need to fix the ship to get on the ship.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you want to fly this back to the core worlds, or you want to tow it back to the core worlds. All right, your choice. All right.
After a moment, he kind of is like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Just one of you though. We gotta make sure that anybody else who's coming on this isn't gonna try and get in here. He's like, that's cool. I'm not a mechanic anyway. I just sell parts.
Yeah, it's like, I got this. I'll see you back at the shop.
Yeah, but just bring me back that that hollow lift there.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. I'll bring it back to you.
Yeah, or hover lift. Yeah.
Yeah,
And as he takes you on the ship, you see no R3.
I mean, I'll wait to try and calm them until. I mean, do they leave me alone to get on the ship?
Oh no! You've got one guy sitting there now, and while you're on the ship, and the guy that led you up to the ship stops at the boarding ramp. The guy that's on the ship meets you at the top of the boarding ramp, and then follows you.
That's fine. I'm going to the engine bay, and we're gonna do some more stuff.
Alrighty.
But I'll take a pause there.
Alrighty. So, Ryzen, how are you going about this? Nate.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Ricky.
Ryzen.
Oh, I am
you are
walking around
alone as Debo got onto the ship, but he seems to be covered.
Okay.
So
I trust him on the ship to do his work.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to do my thing and try to find out where Master Fog is.
Okay. How are you going to go about doing that? Let me ask.
Since I'm not dressed up as your typical Jedi, I am going to find out in the general direction they took him in, scope out the situation, see if I can't get him out.
Okay, so they took him into what looks to be one of the holding areas that they have on this station. While they don't have a formal force or any form of law enforcement on this, you imagine that you piss off a couple of captains of a ship and they will put you in here by themselves, at least until you calm down. So they took him into that level of area. So really there's only a way in and one way out. So it's going to be kind of hard to just go in and go out, especially from that area.
All right, so this is kind of a brig held for captain for the space station, pretty much.
Right. They take him into one of the areas there that leads into what you would assume would be like the space station's brig, if you will.
Gotcha. So how many clone troopers are in here?
Are you walking down towards that area?
Yes.
Okay. let me ask you this. We're gonna set something up here. Since we're actually getting into something that might become something more. All right. So, what is your overall goal that you are planning to do with this? And give me like a general gist of how you're going about doing it.
All right. My goal is, like I said, I'm scoping out the situation, trying to figure out the the difficulty level of this mission. Find out how many clone troopers there are. And watching the brig area to what their firepower is to.
Okay, are you planning on going in and trying to get Master Fog out yourself?
Yes.
Okay. How do you plan on doing that? Like in the most direct of sense. Because you have several ways that we can go about this. You've got assault, deception, infiltration, mystic, social, or transport. So, out of those things, what exactly do you think would be the best, the way that you would handle it?
I'm looking at my character. Only got attune and resolve. I've got helms, scramble, and scrap. And for inside I got doctor and rig.
That doesn't matter. None of that matters. It all depends on how you plan to get him out. Essentially, how you know.
There's a little bear on here.
I'll go with deception.
You're going to go with deception. Okay. So what kind of deception are you planning on using to somehow acquire Master Fog?
Well, I'm going to try to set up distraction.
Okay.
About the other Jedi, saying that he's at one of the local cantinas on the other side of the space station.
Okay.
On the more rougher part of the station.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down your sheet here, and just under your weird friends here, you'll see Roll Fortune. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So we're gonna be ready to do that here, and so let me. Oh, I'll go ahead and pull this up here. And we will open it up specifically to...
Oh, Dad, no.
Where is it here?
Dad, I love you.
Okay. So, you're going to lure, trick, or manipulate them into doing so.
Yes.
So, here is where we're going to start doing this. All right, so you start out with 1 die. All right, so is this operation particularly bold and daring? Absolutely. So there's 2 die for right now, okay? Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Absolutely. So we're going to drop a die here. Does the plan expose a vulnerability of a target or hit them where it is weakest? Not really. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses against it? No. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight into this operation? I mean, you have Blish, but Blish isn't really around. There's not really a whole lot that you can go off of with that. So that's not going to work too well. But at the same point in time, are there any enemies or rivals interfering with the operation? No, because Lax is an Imperial worker. He's not really an issue at this exact moment. He's not a clone trooper. All right. Are there any other elements you may want to consider? Maybe a low tier target will give you a +1. Maybe a high tier will give you a -1. Maybe there's a situation in the system that makes the operation more or less tricky. Okay, so we're stuck at 1 die right now. So the next question is: are you going to take any of the other options for bonus die?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to push yourself, accept a devil's bargain, or spend a gambit?
I will spend a gambit. If Ricky's all right with that.
Oh yeah, it's cool, man.
Okay.
Yours is obviously the more dangerous task, right?
Okay. So you're going to have 2 dice for this.
Ready?
Yeah. Still waiting. First one counts, just in case. Fuck.
Okay.
So,
I can't see my rolls. I'm going back and forth between
you roll the
character
6.
sheet and screen. And I rolled a 6. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you started off excellent in this. So, yeah. All right, so you're in a controlled position when the action starts. All right, so you scan down the hallways and you realize there's no other troopers around here except just outside the door, and then you can only assume there's at least 3 more behind this door that this one trooper is guarding.
Ready then.
Nate.
I'm listening. So there's 1 trooper out here with me, and then 3 more behind the door.
You can assume at least 3, if not more, behind that door.
Okay. So is it just like a 1 door going down a corridor of cells, or is it like
It's
kind of a
one door
maze back
leading
here?
into the cell area.
Okay. Alrighty then. So, as I was previously stating, there's the other Jedi is in the cantina on the other side of the space station. Tell them what's going on. Just let them know that I heard that they were looking for 1,
Okay. All right.
and that he was already started a couple fights with people.
Picket fights. Oh. Well, he opens the he's gonna turn and open the door, and he's like, "Hey, we're still looking for that other one, right?" One of them turns back, "Yeah." Well, this guy says that he's over on this other side of the station. We better inform the commander then. Should we send somebody? Yeah, he's locked up. Just watch it. We'll go help the commander. As the 3 kind of rush past you at the door, the one that was stationed just outside stays there. As you can see, Master Fogg just kind of standing there, all 4 hands cuffed together, just waiting, as he kind of looks at you and gives a slight grin.
Kind of with my hands behind my back. I'm using the force. Actually, I'm sure he could probably use the force, get the handcuffs off. But as soon as I know these other troopers are gone, it's just me and him.
It's not just you and Master Fog. It's you, one trooper, and Master Fog.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's me and him and the other troopers. So, alrighty.
Dad, I done talking. Dad.
What, baby?
I done talking.
No, I'm not. Go sit down and watch your show, okay, baby? So he gives me the grin. I'm talking to this stormtrooper, asking him if I could go see what the Jedi looks like, because I've heard he's really mean and nasty.
Mm-hmm.
If he'd let me do a quick peek.
Well, how do you think that you'd be able to kind of get him to do so? Because, he's supposed to keep that prisoner pretty well tied up. So, I mean, technically, if you wanted to try and do like sway, that would make sense. Because you're really kind of
alrighty.
Depth.
I don't have sway.
Exactly. You're kind of out of your depth on trying to be deceptive on this, but so.
Ooh, excuse me.
You're gonna roll a sway roll.
Yeah, why not? Position risky, right?
Your position is actually going to be risky at this point, because normally this would be kind of a desperate thing. You're trying to get any reason to get in there, but because you started at a controlled point, you there. You
Dad, I love you.
Because you started at a controlled point, this just brings it up to risky.
All right.
Your position or your effect is going to be standard. However, right now, without any dice in it, you're going to be taking disadvantage, so you're going to be rolling and getting the lowest result, unless you add a bonus die somehow.
Got any way to add a bonus die?
Well, you already spent the gambit, and Rick's not here to assist you.
I'm here I'm moral support from a distance. I got you.
You can't just tell him to push the button that's on the right and get.
I'm sending good vibes. Good vibes.
It's not the other Star Wars game. Sorry, bud.
So yeah, fuck.
So you have the option of either pushing yourself, or we can work out a devil's bargain.
I pushed myself.
Okay, take 2 stress and add 1 bonus die. The trooper looks at you and goes, "There's not a chance in hell I'm letting you through this door."
Fair enough. What I roll, anyways.
Big oof.
Yeah, big oof. There's not a chance in hell I'm letting you through this door. Now move along before you're ending up in there just like he is.
All right, force choke. I'm gonna strangle him unconscious.
Alrighty.
All right, yes, let's do this a tune roll, and yes, I will force myself for an extra dice.
You don't have to. You don't. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You do have to roll the attune roll. I'm sorry. Yeah, you have to spend the 2 stress. You add a die to your attune roll, which is a bonus die because you pushed yourself. Your position is desperate at this point because you have reached that point.
Yep.
And your effect is going to be a standard effect. So you're trying to choke him out, or are you trying to kill him?
At this point, I really don't care.
Well, it's whether you're trying to choke him unconscious or you're trying to kill him. This is your narrative point.
I'll choke him unconscious.
Okay. Mark the 2 stress and go ahead and roll your attune with a bonus die.
The position was risky.
Desperate.
Oh, desperate.
Yeah, because you done goofed, and now you're just trying to do whatever you can at the last second. As he starts raising his blaster at you.
It was standard, limited, grade, or extreme.
Standard.
And bonus dice was how many?
1. Yeah, you lift your hand towards him. He's raising his blaster at you as your hand comes towards him.
Let's hope for some luck.
Okay. So, you reach out and you begin to choke him as he raises up off of the ground, and he fires wildly, and I'll go ahead. I'm going to take it down 1 here on that, and we're going to add some damage to you here as his blaster fire goes off, and you are now winged. As his blaster goes off and makes a nice little hole in the side of your jacket and skids across your arm, leaving a nice big black mark.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy. But after that one shot that he gets off, you feel him struggle for a moment and then fall limp as you drop him.
Nice. Now I will grab
unconscious
Master Fog's lightsabers from wherever they are hidden in here, and then get Master Fog out of here.
Okay. Yeah, you head on out. You grab Master Fog's lightsaber. You grab Master Fog. You knock off the restraints, and you guys begin heading back towards where?
I grabbed his blaster too, or a blaster pistol, or whatever I can get from him.
Pistol on him. He only has a blaster rifle.
No blaster rifle. Then I'll fucking string it across my back.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't want. Yeah, never. I scratched that. I'm not. So now I'm not gonna do that. I don't want them looking at me. Where'd you get that blaster? Where'd you get that blaster? I'm like, yep. So I'm not gonna do that. Sorry.
Probably a good call. All right.
What do you want to watch, baby?
Where are you heading?
Someplace we can hide until all the troopers leave the ship.
Okay.
Unless all of them went to where I said.
Well, that's where we're gonna do a cut, and we jump back over to Debo.
Okay.
Debo, you hear over a comm link, "Hey, we found the other Jedi. He's over here in this other part of the station." All right. I need 2 still sitting on this ship with me, and I'm gonna need everybody else going towards him. But I still need somebody on that Jedi. We need 1. As you hear a bunch of "yes, sir" come across the comms, as you hear feet rushing off into the end, You do hear like two end up coming back up to the front of the landing.
No.
The landing
Front of the
board
plane.
there, and the guy stays on the ship with you.
Is he staying real close to me?
I mean, he's standing in the room. He's still holding his blaster. He's not like standing over your shoulder, but he's keeping an eye on you.
All right. I mean, on the way back to the engine room, I start just going on and on about like engineering and what goes on the engine, and I just try and get real gearhead talk going with him, and see if he acknowledges it all, and if he does, if he even understands it.
He doesn't seem to understand it, and after you talking for about 5 minutes, he's like, "I don't care how you fix it, just get it fixed."
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to make small talk, make the day go a little faster. Sorry. So I go back to the engine, and it's like they were supposed to be an R3 unit and meet me in here to give me specifics. You know where that R3 unit is?
No, I don't actually. There was an R3 unit attached to this.
I'm running to the restroom, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Nate.
I mean, that's what they told me, but I wasn't sure. It's fine. I'll figure it out. I mean, it's straight back here, right?
Yeah.
All right. And I'll try and when I get back to the engine room, looking for a valve I can rupture that will make a lot of noise, cause a lot of steam, but won't really hurt the engine at all.
Sure. Why don't you give me actually, let me ask you this, since we're going to kind of go into this as well. What is your overall goal for this? Are you just buying time, or are you actually trying to do something specific?
My overall goal is I'm going to try and trick him into thinking that I've ruptured some kind of toxic chemical into the air, and that he needs to get out of here, or the ships might explode, or he might be exposed to poisonous gas.
So
I'm just trying to get him off the ship. Yeah, I'm trying to get him off the ship and trying to get them locked out of the ship.
Okay. What comes after you lock them out of the ship? Are you planning on taking off and trying?
Well, hopefully. I mean, as soon as he starts making his way off the ship, I'm going to try and get a hold of R3. If he's still on the ship, I need him to plot courses and stuff, because I'm not the best pilot. I can do it, but I'm not really great at it.
R3 can do a basic pilot on this kind of thing if you needed him to. But the question is are you leaving the Jedi behind? Are you trying to go and pick them up somewhere else? Or are you just going to hopefully wait for them to come back?
They seem like nice guys. I don't really want to make myself a criminal, but I don't really think they know who I am, so I don't think there's a bunch of risk to myself or my reputation right now. So I'm willing to try and see if they'll make it. But right now I'm just trying to make the troopers believe that there's something toxic on the ship and they need to get off of it. Just so I have some personal space to work on the ship and get it prepped to leave.
Right now you're kind of buying time and hoping that they get back in time for you to get R3 set up to take off.
Right.
Okay.
Like while I'm doing this, I'm getting the ship prepped for R3's plotting a course to some non-Republic space, because I don't know if they want to go back to the core worlds. Right now, we're just needing to get away from the troopers.
Okay. So you contact R3. He tells you that he has positioned himself on the hull.
Oh, I guess that's smart.
And he can start programming the Navicomputer whenever you're ready. He has an exterior link that he can get to.
Cool. And then I'll start digging in the engine, looking for something I can rupture to make a lot of noise and cause a lot of disturbance.
Okay.
Get some alarms to go off.
Go ahead and give me a rig roll then.
All right. Risky, controlled. I mean, he's letting me work at leisure.
He's letting you work at leisure, but he's also kind of keeping an eye on you. So if you bust something,
just on purpose, that's fair. That's fair.
He has the ability to get real suspicious. So I'm going to say it's a risky with a standard effect.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
And bonus dice that you're going for.
No.
Oh, you don't want a devil's bargain?
No, I'm good. I'm pretty. I feel good in my rigging skills.
What, you don't want to accidentally knock out life supports?
Yeah. Hey, that's a 3.
Yeah, that is a 3. So here's the fun part. Now I will explain afterwards. After I explain what happens, you have the potential to resist me on this one. So what happens is you're going for the water lines to promote fresh water, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as you begin to try and like loosen it up a little bit, you know, you kind of shut off the valve there. You know that it's all like superheated steam that has to go through the condenser to get to be, you know, fresh water for you guys. As you finally undo that latch, instead of dropping out steam and making that all bubble out, you realize that you accidentally pulled the coolant line, which looks way too similar for some reason.
Yeah, fucking
as
designers
coolant
the ship
for the hyperdrive is now leaking out over the floor.
Damn.
Now,
I am gonna have to fix this.
you have an option to resist. You can tell me, no, that's not what happens. This is how it happens. You have to kind of do an but and, you know, or a yes and kind of thing. Yes, you hit that, but this is how you kind of switched it around. Or, you know, you can give me, you know, you thought that's what you hit, but actually it was just the water line. You quickly change your tactic there and you've hit it. Or, you know what? Actually, no, I am incorrect on that. You can tell me I'm right. I'm flat out wrong. But you have to tell me why I'm flat out wrong. Because it's not the condenser line with the high pressure, high heat.
No, I'm fine with your assessment.
Okay.
It just means I'll have to repair this before we can leave.
That is absolutely true.
But as long as I can get him off the ship, that's my main goal right now.
Okay, so you've started dumping coolant onto the floor now, and you're quickly trying to.
My panic is real.
Yes.
It adds to my realism.
So yes, you panic.
I was like, oh shit, God, get out!
What's going on?
Oh shit, I've ruptured a line. Shit, it's poisonous gas. We need to evacuate the ship right now.
What gas? I don't see any gas.
There's no steam.
You hit the coolant line. It's just coolant.
Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna keep my hands in there trying to solve it, and I'm gonna go for the correct line I was going for before.
Okay, so since you were going for that, we will move you to a desperate position on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you will still have the standard effect on that for your rig.
All right.
Is there any additional dice you wanna add in?
I'll stress on this one.
You'll stress on that one. All right, add 2 stress then. Okay.
Yay.
So you hit the right line. We're also going to add steamed to you now.
Yeah.
As you hit the correct line now, and you also get a face and hands full of hot water at ridiculous heat.
Yeah, so it adds more to the realism. I'm actually in pain, actually physically hurt.
But yeah, it's like, oh, that gas.
That, like, as I go down to a knee, like, oh god, oh god. And I thrust my hands back in there. It's like, quick, you got to get off the ship. I'm gonna try and fix it. It's too late for me.
You already hear the boarding platform closing. They're about to leave your ass in there to die.
It's like, well, that's cool and not cool, guys. Cool and not cool. As I hear the door close, I'm like, fuck, oh god. No, I try and I shut off the valve and I try and quickly close the coolant leak.
Okay. Yeah. Now that they've left you for dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can you take your time easily and close the coolant leak. At this point in time, Ryzen, you have gotten away with Master Fog.
Oh, can I get R3 to do one thing for me?
Start plotting the nav.
Start plotting the nav and activate, like, if there's flashing lights, hazard lights, or anything on the ship, around the ship, at the
Not
doors.
around it would only be in the engine room and interior of the ship.
Okay, well then, if there's a noise or something that it can create, then make it.
Sure thing.
I just want, if in case they're listening, I want them to hear alarms.
You did just
on the inside of the
dump out half of your cooling for your hyperdrive, so.
Yeah, fix it. I'll fix it. It's fine.
So, Ryzen.
Yes.
You are absconding away with Master Fog.
So I've pretty much let him know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I set the distraction. Apparently, they're arresting all Jedi. So, pretty much we gotta make it back to the ship and get out of here as quick as we can.
Are they not still watching the ship?
Debo is setting a distraction so we can get on.
Then perhaps we should call and make arrangements for our pickup.
We can probably do that. Calling, hey Debo, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How's the ship looking right now, man?
It's functional.
It's functional. Can we make it?
We'll make it as far as we can. I'll tell you that.
All right. Are there any more troopers around you?
No, they're all off the ship, but there's 3 outside the ship.
Yep.
Yeah, there's 3 outside the ship. I don't know how you're going to get past them, but ship should be ready to go by the time you get here.
We can arrange for a pickup by any chance?
I mean, we're in a dock. There's not really any place to pick up in the city. You're going to have to probably make it here.
All right. Thanks for the heads up, man. See you soon.
All right.
Okay, so as Debo readies the end of the setup here, Let me ask you, Nate. How are you wanting to go about and dealing with the few clone troopers that you have? The 3 clone troopers that are supposed to be there on the dock waiting for you.
Well, if we can do a distraction, get rid of them, or we can fight them and get them out of the way.
Which one are you doing? This is not as much my story. I just lay the groundwork and I kind of manipulate some of the puppets here. You guys decide what goes down.
All right. If we at least get their weapons away from them, we should have a good chance of not to worry about blaster fire. That's one option. Or we can just...
It doesn't take this much planning.
I know. What do you think, Master Fog?
This is on you, Nate, not me.
I know.
I am an NPC. How are you wishing to do this? As you're discussing this with Master Fog, how are you handling this?
Wait a second. I'm thinking. There's 3.
3 clone troopers versus 2 Jedi with lightsabers. It's a fairly overwhelming fight on your end, but that's if you want to actually fight them.
Yeah, but I don't have deflection as a power.
You do not.
Love you, baby. I'll probably end up. Can I lift 2 of them up at the same time with the force?
Technically. Or you could technically push all 3 of them.
Okay, then I'll lift up all 3 of them and bash them up against the wall.
So that your choice is to assault.
Yep, but at least I can do it from a distance.
Okay. All right, let's go down to that fortune roll again, shall we?
Oh, fortune roll? I thought it was a attunement roll. All right, we'll do fortune roll.
Well, we're doing a fortune roll because we have to do your engagement. You're coming in for an assault. Is it bold or daring? Not really. Is this operation overly complex? Definitely not. Does the plan expose a vulnerability to the target? Yes, it does. So add an additional die. Is the target strongest against this approach? Definitely not. Can any of your friends provide aid? No. Are any of the rivals interfering? No. And there's not anything there. However, because Debo has set up your setup, you do get an additional plus 1 to that die.
So I'm at 4 die then?
You'll have 3 die.
3 die, okay.
One initial for your fortune roll, 1 for this not being something that they can really handle. They're not exactly good at dealing with force users. And then you also have the plus 1 for the setup that Debo has set up for you.
Okay.
So, roll 5. All right. So, as you and Master Fog bolt through the doors, you instantly see Master Fog's lightsabers come up as he begins deflecting as the troopers are immediately alerted to your presence and turn and begin opening fire. So you have you're starting at risky right now. So if you wish to go ahead and push yourself and do your attune.
Okay.
Don't forget you get a +1 die for pushing yourself, so you will have 3 dice to this.
Okay.
I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this anymore. Dad, I don't want this anymore.
You said it was okay, baby. Give me a second. You said it was risky.
Yep. And your effect is going to be standard.
Okay. So 1 bonus die.
Actually, you know what? I'll give you a great effect because of the setup that you had.
Okay. So is that an extra bonus die, or is that just
That's just effect.
Okay.
You're kind of catching them off guard. They stumble and they fire at you. And okay. So as you're running at them, you are no, we're not going to do that. So, all right. So you reach your hand out to grab them, and as you feel them like grabbed within your force pull, and you slam them against the wall, you realize there is still one that is firing on at you two, as the other two have easily been dispatched. But you do still have this guy who is firing on at you, and is starting to close the distance. Now,
all right.
because you're both in this area, Debo, are you doing anything into this combat?
Well, I mean, now that it's obviously started, I'm gonna fire up the engines. And can I rotate the ship, or I'm gonna fire up the engines, and can I try and push these troopers, just to try to get them off balance?
There is one trooper left, and if you wish to do so, you may roll a helm if you so choose.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like I would be more of a detriment than helping.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm putting her to bed real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't have any helms, so that'd be pretty risky, right? I only get 1 die.
Yeah. I mean, you could still take the Devil's Bargain. You can talk to Nate about getting the assist because he is distracting them from you. So when you start them up, they're going to probably be distracted. You guys don't have a Gambit currently.
Yeah, I'll probably take.
Actually,
I'll probably
there is
take
a
the
Gambit
assist.
still available.
I thought he used it.
He used it, but you've also rolled a 6 on a risky action.
Oh, okay. Well, heck yeah, I'll use Gambit.
Okay. So you're going to roll a helm, and you're going to add 1 bonus die. Your position is going to be risky with a standard effect.
Risky, standard, with 1 bonus die?
Yeah. So you're only rolling 1 die, but...
Right.
But it's better than rolling and getting the lowest.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. So here's kind of the outline here, and I'll explain to Nate when he gets back. So as you start up the ship and you rotate those thrusters out and you fire the thrusters real quick to kind of throw him off balance, you throw him out and he hits the wall and falls. The problem with it is that you hear as you hear the R3 unit kind of spin off and land on the ground with this large thunk.
No, R3. I'm sorry, buddy. Get on the ship.
And he doesn't respond, so we'll let Nate deal with him on his action. Soon as Nate gets back.
Love you.
Anytime now. So
Anytime.
let me ask you while we're waiting on him.
Sure.
What do you think of the system so far?
So far, I'm enjoying it.
It's
It gives room for more, narration and
Gentlemen, I'm back.
description.
all right. We'll discuss that here in just a little bit, since you guys are almost done with this whole section here.
All right.
Okay.
So Nate, as you guys come up and are throwing the guys against the wall and everything, you see the ship start up, and as it begins kind of lifting off, it begins turning, and as you see the engines like turn towards you, you see the thrusters kind of send out a huge pulse, and it throws that last clone trooper against the wall, knocking him completely unconscious. But what you also hear and see is R3 on the side of the ship rolling backwards, and then he falls off, landing flat on the top of his head, if you will, and then just like laying completely flat, not moving.
All right, well, I run to the ship. I'll grab R3
I was about to say, no, grab R3.
and we'll put him, carry him back on the ship so we can get out of there.
Okay, so you guys all get onto the ship, and Master Fog takes the controls. As you guys begin leaving, you do see a capital star destroyer sitting out. I guess at this point it's not a star destroyer; it's a capital, just a capital ship. I can't remember exactly what they were called at this point, but you see a capital ship just hovering out there in space, almost like it's waiting for you, and you see the blasters on the top, the cannons on the top begin firing towards you. And as Master Fog looks at both of you, he says, "Hang on." You hear a light woo from R3 as you jump to light speed, and that is where we will end this session. We will. I was going to plan on building the ship tonight, but we're coming up on the 3-hour mark here already, and that's one thing that we need to do. We also need to do some downtime actions, because some of you need to take some stress off. You both need to probably get some healing done, because both of you have taken some damage.
Yep.
As Debo now has a slightly discolored face and hands. And
Just give me some lotion, I'll be good.
And Ryzen decided to, use a cauterizing ray to give himself a new arm piercing. So.
Oh, that's cool. It's a cool new fad.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right. So
it hurts.
we're going to finish up the session here. We're going to go down here to the player advancement here. Every time you roll a desperate action. So let's see here who rolled desperate actions. Debo rolled a desperate action and succeeded. So you rolled that in rig. So we need to go up to your rig, and you see where on insight, I need you to fill that first box.
I had a desperate action too on a tune.
Yes, you did. So you need to add a resolve. So on your sheet, that first box on the resolve, go ahead and highlight that and add that in. Let's see here.
Resolve.
Debo. What?
Yeah.
Where's the resolve at?
Just above your attune, you see those little white boxes?
Oh yeah, I see him.
Yeah, go ahead and click the first box there. All right.
All right.
Debo had a desperate sway action that worked, so he gets 1 resolve.
All right.
Let's see here. Controlled, risky, controlled. All right, so I'm going to just come back up here. All right. So at the end of the session, for each item below, mark 1 XP. You addressed a tough challenge with the wisdom or the force. Yeah, you did. Let's see here. That was a controlled session. Let's see. Controlled. Sway, no. No. Ryzen, you did do that once. So add at the bottom of your sheet where it says player advancement, mark the first dot. Nate.
All right. Player advancement.
First dot. It's at the bottom of your sheet, right next to your notes.
I'm having trouble with D20.
All right, I'm adding it. Never mind.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see what else. Attune for a risky position, so you are going to do 2 because you did do 2 actions that really assisted you on that. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. You didn't really do too much of that. You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. Now, okay, so now we'll move on to Rick here. You addressed a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity. You absolutely did. I will 100% say you did that.
Definitely. Did I solve it? You know, I addressed it.
you addressed it. Unfortunately, I didn't see you do it more than once, I don't believe.
I don't think so.
Oh, wait, no,
no.
you did. You did, because that's how you got onto the ship as well, right?
That was sway.
You used it in a form of ingenuity.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So each of you are getting two XP for tonight. You each got some XP towards your action dice. We will deal with downtimes on the next session, as well as building that ship. So,
all right.
The last thing that I'm going to ask before we completely
got a bunch of spare parts.
So now that you've gotten to play this, please give me kind of like an idea on what your thoughts are on this, what you'd like to see more of, what you would like to see less of. You know, just a brief overview.
Hold on, baby.
I mean, I like the system. I think it'll get better once we actually get to know each other's characters more, and we basically get to learn each other better. I think we'll have more interactions and better interactions. But overall, the system so far, I like it. It's not too complicated.
No, and that's one reason that I enjoyed it quite a bit, is because it's mostly narration based, and I think that's one of the things that I like most about role playing. I don't like crunchy role playing where, oh, I got to do this. Well, roll a die.
Right. So I mean, I think it'll just get better after we, learn more about each other's characters and interact better.
And once we actually get up and running and everything, resisting rolls and adding flashbacks to it.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That'll definitely help out in the long run as well. Nate.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I had fun. Like I said, some things I'm still trying to work with and get used to. Like as Ricky was saying, once we get better understanding of each other's characters, we can probably work together a lot better. And as the time progresses, sorry, I've been running around trying to take care of Natalyn, so I'm like pooped.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the roles. I don't have the system down 100%, but I'm really liking the system, how it works. Like some things I'm kind of iffy on, but once I get past that and once I learn the system a lot better, things will start working to my advantage and probably start enjoying the game once I get a full feel for it.
Okay. Well, I did want to I want to mention that we still haven't touched on quite a few things. We haven't dealt with the flashback sequences at all, which one of the key features in this is you don't get to plan. You tell me what you're doing and a quick description of how you're doing it. And as we go through to do what you're wanting to do, you get to come to me and you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. And then I'm like, okay, well, you're doing this and here's what's coming up and this is what, this comes up. This, obstacle. And you get to go, well, the great thing about that is I'm going to go into a flashback. And with that flashback, you tell me how you set up to prepare for that complication that came up.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where they keep using time travel to...
Precisely.
Yeah, okay. All right. I get it.
Also, another thing is resisting rolls. Technically, neither one of you had to take damage if you didn't really want to. You can simply look at me and go, while that's nice, I actually prepared for this by doing this specific thing, or while, it looked like I was originally starting on that, I actually had switched the cables beforehand, and I hit this one instead, and then you take that certain amount of stress, a certain amount of stress based on that. And I mean, you could technically come out with no stress if you roll a 6, but it's 6 minus the highest die.
Oh, okay.
So it's something that we still haven't really gotten into, and it will become more prevalent while we get into, you guys setting up your own jobs to do. Because right now this is kind of a pigeonhole. Here you go. Here's the system. There you go.
Right.
But now you're kind of out on your own. You no longer have, the Republic. You don't have, the Jedi Order. You don't have all of these things that you relied on. So now you have to deal with everything, how you want to deal with it. So, anyway. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm looking forward to doing this again. It looks like Boppo and Mexi are looking to do the smugglers and mercs storyline one shot that I came up with originally for today. Before I was like, oh yeah, no, I have to plan a different one because I'm not going to have enough people.
Okay.
But I may run that tomorrow then, so I'll keep you guys posted, and if so, we'll run it in the Friends of Game channel.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining, and